On a page too clean to touch, you sat with me side by side. Your laughter softened the corners of dreams we didn't know how to name. We held the same pencil, but saw different skies. Lulu, Lulu, your finger traced a window. I traced the shape of your hand, and in the silence between us, a house slowly rose without needing a plan. We dreamed like children, drawing a home made of moments of questions, like what if even the sunlight felt like part of the design. You didn't say forever, but the line lingered anyway. I sketched the stairs too steep, you made it the rooms too wide. You liked light in every corner I hid behind quiet walls, but still somehow it all fit together. Lulu, Lulu, I remember you smiling. Should we put our names here? And I, afraid to answer, just nodded into the quiet. We never finished the roof, but we laid the foundation of something real, though only in graphite. And even now when I close my eyes, I walk through it alone. That unfinished house still lives in the back of my mind. The blueprint folded and faded, but I never threw it away. Some homes don't need bricks to leave shelter in a heart, and some names still echo through imagined halls. That first blueprint remains, not in paper, but in me. A line drawn in love, too delicate to erase. And if I ever build again, it will start with your light, still shining by the window, still there in every room. Lulu, Lulu, every room. I return. Someone ordered to a street I thought I'd left. The pavement hums with echoes of a name I never forget. Golden light on weathered steps leads me gently to the past. Every corner whispers softly, as if waiting all this time. And the breeze that brushes by carries a familiar sign. Back on that street, we bloom again in memories held by the air. The magnolias knew before I did that not everything disappears. Even when nothing's spoken, the scent of you is still near. And I walk like I used to, hoping to meet you in the breeze. Behind an ivy-covered wall, white petals fall in silence. A wooden bench remembers our laughter, our quiet defiance. I see where you once did, the same tremble in my chest. but some things remain as they used to be. Back on that street, I breathe you in like spring that never fades. The days we never named still bloom in subtle shades. Your presence in the silence is louder than what we said. And when I close my eyes, you walk beside me again. Time has rewritten buildings but left your memory intact. I thought I let you go, but this street quietly brings you back. Back on that street, I found you, not in sight but in the air. Where magnolia winds remember, and all my heart can do is stare. Through time, through distance, you were always waiting there. And when I close my eyes, you walk beside me again. You were always waiting there. In the quiet corners of my mind, your name waits like folded paper. I never spoke it a lot, but it lived inside my breath. Ooh, ooh. Even as the seasons turned and new days swept me away, you remained untouched, like a note I never played. No one asks about you, but you return in every silence. On days when memory softens, yours is the first name I hear, whispered like a breeze, too gentle to disappear. Some names fade with time, but yours only lingers deeper. No photographs remain, just a breeze scented like spring. That old stone wall we passed still holds the warmth of then. Ooh, ooh. Sometimes I pause mid-step, as if I'll find you there, but it's only memory, bringing back the air we share. The name I never dared to say now echoes more clearly than ever. It lives between my heartbeats, in the spaces no one sees. You were never gone, just quietly carrying me. I don't need a letter to know you're still with me. And when the world forgets, I'll still speak you in silence. Even if the road is ended, I'll walk it once again. Whispering your name, I return to that quiet day, to all the things I never said that still ask me to stay. But today I let you go, with a voice you'll never hear. And in the hush that follows, you remain crystal clear. We never shared our aims, but your breath found me first. In the quiet between hours, in the tremble of tired voices, you didn't reach for me, but you already near. I didn't try to fix the silence, I simply stayed, a presence without weight, just enough to be known. Oh, all the pain we never named spoke louder through the stillness. With no words, you reached across the ache, and somehow you made the broken feel held. It wasn't love by design, but love by understanding. No grand confessions, only warmth above the wounds. You told stories in fragments, and I heard the spaces between them. Each sentence uncertain but honest in its shaking. And in that quiet exchange, I found my voice too. The world moved outside, but time softened inside us. For once, no masks, only the ache of being seen. Even what I tried to bury found its way to you. You listened like no one had, without judgment, without fear. You held what I couldn't say. We never needed the right words, just the courage to stay. Love, I've learned, isn't always loud or known. Sometimes it's the hush that steadies your breath, a hand resting near pain but never forcing it to heal. We came to know each other not through stories told, but through wounds quietly shared. And in that knowing, without promise or name, we loved with everything we didn't say. We loved, we loved. Your name was just a username, blinking in a quiet room. No face, no voice, but something about your words stayed. They echoed in places I didn't know needed comfort. I wasn't looking for anything, but your silence felt safe. And before I noticed, I had started waiting for your light. No one would have known, two strangers, two separate skies, yet between us a thread gently tied our hours. We lived in different worlds, but felt the same pulse at night. A single line on a screen held more meaning than I meant, but somehow you always understood. We spoke in pieces, careful words, hesitant replies, but the truth slipped through in the way we stayed in the space we gave each other. It was enough. You never asked for more, you just listened deeper until I shared things I hadn't even told myself. No maps could have traced the place where we met, but in a moment it still You never asked for more, you just listened deeper until I shared things I hadn't even told myself. We weren't meant to last forever, but we didn't need to. Some people arrive only to remind us that connection doesn't need a reason or a face. Only a moment in truth. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That rainy afternoon, I stood without umbrella. I watched you silently and walked up before I knew. One smile colored my day, the starting point of everything. Why did you shine so bright? I stood forgetting to breathe. My heart raced ahead of me, as if the world had paused. Since the day I first saw you, my heart had already moved. The word destiny suddenly felt real. No words were needed. We knew each other at once. My heart was already saying, you are the one. In your playful little jokes, I laughed for a long while. You hid the truth inside, but your eyes spoke first. I wanted to give you everything, but pain came before love. How could I hold you close as you slowly fell apart? Your wounded, weary days, I just wanted to embrace them all. Since the day I first saw you, something in me had changed. Even if I lost it all, you alone would be enough. More than any shaky future, this moment meant everything. Don't hurt alone anymore, I'm right here beside you. Even when pain washes over, your heart still remains. In the season we once shared, we're still holding each other. Since the day I first saw you, I've stayed by your side. The one and only person who meant everything to me, even through storms and rain. I believed it was love since the day I first saw you. I believed it was love. I take the same old steps again, down the path behind campus walls. The sun sets where it always did, bathing the station in soft gold. Where I first learned to wait and first learned to feel. Back then your shadow was always just ahead, and though we barely spoke, my world turned warm at the sound of your name. day we parted, we passed the yellow line, said nothing but everything was screaming in our silence. We walked away, but my heart stayed behind on the platform where your smile once waited. Train moved forward, but part of me never did. Years have brushed past, but that one corner remains. A snack cart still hums there. Same scent, same lights, and for a moment you're beside me again. In the subway's glass reflection, I catch a smile I used to wear. And before I understand why tears cloud what I see, this city has grown, but your echo doesn't fade. Your name, your laugh still woven into that route. And every time I pass it, the memories ride with me to the end of line 3. I reach for the door too late, just like I did back then. Time doesn't always take us forward. It loops in quiet places. A seat by the window, a song from your playlist, and suddenly I'm 17 again, still hoping you turn around. At the end of line 3, where we once said nothing at all, everything we were still lives between the stops. If you ever return, you'll find me where you left me, at the edge of the platform, still waiting for your train, still waiting for your train.
At the end of the dark alley, I walked in silence through the night. The wind brushed past my back, a lonely shadow following, holding on to a single feeling. I retraced my memory, though everyone drifted away. I never wavered because I had my reason, and that reason was faith. The only one in this world, I still see you with closed eyes. When all others walked away, my heart burned even stronger. That one last step, I stood my ground to the end. Even if love fades small, the truth still remains. You only need to call my name. That alone is all of me. All night the darkened window reflected neon lights alone. Behind the smiles that passed, tears had quietly hidden. Even the smallest memory was everything we had. Even without a word, I understood your heart in just a single gaze. We embraced each other. On a day the leaves would sway, my gaze stopped at the alley's end. A sound I knew so well reached softly to my ears the moment I closed my eyes. That season came rushing back. On an empty bench, bathed in moonlight, a face I'd never met passed quietly by. Between the threads of autumn wind, your hidden name was whispered. It lingered on my lips, then soaked into my chest. One name I can't call again is all that remains in me. That quiet echo stirred my heart before I knew. Even after all these years, that place stayed the same, afraid it would fade. I held the memory tight beneath the trees' long shadows. My heart began to tremble first. On the day we finally neared, no words would come. My breath touched the silence and drifted gently away. Between the threads of autumn wind, words I can never take back, regrets I swallowed whole, and the longing I hid, all wrapped inside one name, still shaking me today. The moment it brushed my chest, I returned to that time again. Though the world has changed, I remain the same. A name I can never call still lingers here with me. At the edge of autumn wind, I say it softly to myself, you're not here anymore, but in my heart you still live. Carried again by the breeze, I remembered you once more. Autumn wind, at the end, in a whisper, I called your name in the wind. At the end, I walked again today along the same old path, up the familiar steps to that worn out mailbox. One page in my hand, your name faded ink. Words I couldn't say fill each passing day. Fragments of memories carefully written down. A letter by the mailbox, I wrote it though it won't reach to the heart that drifted far. I sent a piece of my day. Maybe, just maybe, your eyes will catch it once. That letter, even if it never returns, I can still wait here for you. When someone walked by, I hid my hand in shy haste, trembling in every word. My longing tried to hide. Seasons may pass again, but I can't throw this heart away. Line by line it flows. Sometimes I have to stop. Your name smudged by tears, still I write it again. A letter by the
you're still here. A letter by the mailbox, a record sealed in time. Even if you never read it, I'll still know in my heart. If you stop just once, it may still find its way. A record sealed in time. It may still find its way.
I opened the drawer, just looking for something else. But there you were again, in fading ink and folded notes. The scent of that spring still clinging to the page. Time moved on like traffic outside, but my hands paused trembling, because what I touched wasn't just paper, it was us. Even after all these years, you're still waiting quietly in the drawer, rarely open, but always remember you and I, unfinished, still live in that silent space. Not everything gets lost. Some memories just stay hidden until we're brave enough to open the past. Tucked inside an old notebook was a dream we once built. No address, no signature, but I knew it by heart. A house we never finished, but always imagined. You didn't need to return to remind me of what was real, because you never truly left. You just waited, patient, quiet, in the place only I visit. Even if we never meet again, you'll still be the soft echo of something too tender to forget. Every time I reach for nothing, you're the something I find. No one else would know what that drawer means to me. It doesn't just hold paper, it holds the first shape of love. Some goodbyes are never said, only folded, set aside. And the heart, without warning, returns to where it once began, just to remember what it felt like to begin. You still in the drawer, still in the season that shaped me. Not haunting, not hurting, just gently existing in a quiet corner of my life, where love once lived and still quietly breathes. You in the drawer. A poster flutters in the wind, your smile drawn in faded light. My steps echo down the street where we used to always meet. The film you said you loved, it plays but you're not here. The city moved like nothing changed, but time pressed harder on my chest. I looked around one last time, hoping you'd appear again. We were just one moment late, two lives out of sync. The empty seat beside me still holds your silhouette. I waited through every scene as if love could bring you back. Outside the lights came on, but I stayed in the dark. Whispers of you still hung in the air. My phone stayed quiet all night, no name lighting up the screen. In that corner cafe window, only my reflection stared back. A ticket folded in my coat, the one I meant to share. I could almost hear your voice between the cafe's closing bell and the hush of people passing by. But it was only memory. That day we missed each other like a film out of frame. All the words we never said still echo on that street. I walked the path alone, but your name stayed in my breath. I stood where we once stood, as if the scene might play, but the credits rolled on and the world didn't wait. Sometimes I wonder if you turned back too, if you stood at that same place, afraid to walk through a love pause like a reel, never quite resumed. In front of the theater, our ending still lingers. The film may be long over, but the story never fades. Every time I pass by, I still wait, as if you're just running late. The radio flickered on, and before I could breathe, your memory played in harmony with a song I thought I forgot. The wind turned warm again, like the day we first heard it. Ooh, we never needed lyrics, our glances said it all. Every chorus was ours, even in silence. Even now as I walk alone, that song finds me in passing cafes, car windows, old record stores, and for a moment I'm back beside you. Ooh, the world moves on, but some songs refuse to end. They linger in the places where we once lived our dreams. Still it plays for me when your name returns unspoken. The melody wraps around what we never said. In that timeless refrain, you are close again. Even if you're gone, our song never really fades. Seasons changed us, but not that sound. The song became my memory, every note a piece of you. And when no one's listening, it sings just for me. So let it play again from the very first chord. Let it carry your voice through the spaces between now and then, because somewhere between
imagine held a piece of us. You whispered where the books would go, and I just nodded, lost in the thought of us. The first house we ever built was only on paper, but every line carried a hope. Every room held a future, even if it never stood in bricks. It stood strong in our hearts. It was more than a dream. It was a beginning we believed in. On that quiet afternoon, we chose colors for the walls. You wanted morning light, and I wanted warmth. In that silent decision, we spoke 1,000 truths. We never signed our names, but somehow it was ours. A little house on the street that never made it to the map. The house is gone from view, but it lingers in memory. Every stair we never climbed still lives in thought. And I wonder if we met again, would we draw it once more? No roof could contain what we quietly shared there. They say a house is just walls and space, but ours was filled with silence. Shared glances and that one soft laugh you left in the corner near the door. It was never about the building, it was the home inside the blueprint. The first house we dreamed never held us, but it holds everything. I carry it still, the light, the laughter, your voice. Maybe we never built it in stone, but it stands where it matters most. Here, in the part of me that still waits for you. The first house. The silent gaze between us made my heart quietly tremble, while others hesitated, trying to hold back this love in my wavering heart. You alone stayed clear. We looked only at each other, never letting go until the end. Beyond every worn down wall, we walked toward the same light. They all turned away, telling us this would fail, but louder than the world's noise, we chose to trust each other. Even when rumors cut like knives, we protected what was real. In the quiet night sky, only our breath remained. At the end of darkened days, I held your small trembling hand. Even in the moments we broke down, we endured because we were together. No one truly understood the depth of what we felt. When everything was falling apart, you stood behind me still. Though harsh words came at us, I never stopped choosing you. They tried to pull us apart, but love refused to stop. Even in their ridicule, us our love ran too deep, but only we had seen its core. Only we knew what it meant. Now I'll say it without fear. This is love, truly love.
They all warned us, but love never stopped.
The song we both love flickered through the air again, but this time it didn't warm me. It felt like someone else's memory. Your favorite part played, but the silence after hurt more. I reached to turn up the volume as if it could fill the space, but the stillness only grew where your voice used to be. The moment the radio stopped, I knew we'd stop too. No goodbye, no fading steps, just a quiet that wrapped around me. Our love, once loud, now gone like static in the night. It didn't break all at once, but vanished note by note, until all that was left was an echo I couldn't trace. There were no arguments, no storm before the silence, only long pauses that turned into distance. We waited for words that neither of us could say. I tried to tune it in again to find the melody that we once knew, but every station sounded like someone else's truth. The moment the radio stopped, you faded from my world, a frequency we once shared. Now gone without farewell, a love so quiet it forgot how to stay. And I sit here still listening to songs you'll never hear, as if one more chorus might bring you back. Maybe some stories are meant to finish. Maybe love sometimes ends in a silent refrain. No grand finale, just a skip beat that no one else notices. The moment the radio stopped was the moment I let go, not because I wanted to, but because we already had it. Though no song plays now, I still hum what we used to be, quietly to myself, like a memory only I remember. I don't need for words. Your footsteps match mine, like a rhythm we both knew. But one small silence grew too wide, and neither of us reached across. We let the moment pass, and with it something vanished. There's a distance now we can't step across, a narrow road behind us that's closed without a sound. Every word we didn't say built the wall we couldn't tear down. You were right beside me until I stopped knowing where you stood. I see your smiling photographs, but it doesn't feel like you. Even your voice, I play it back, but it feels like someone else. We're under the same white sky, yet living in different weathers. The air between us has forgotten how we used to breathe. Now we walk alone through places we once shared. The streets still whisper, but only in past tense. And every step I take moves me further from your name. Even the echoes have learned to forget us. I don't blame you, and maybe you don't blame me, but the truth is we both let go too quietly, too carefully, until there was nothing left to hold. We can't go back, but that doesn't mean it wasn't real. Even a lost path still leaves footprints in the heart. And at the edge of this road, I remember you gently, without regret. I remember you gently, without regret. I stood right next to you, but my heart stayed hidden. My hands clenched a little too tight. My voice was lost in the silence. You looked at me waiting, but I let the moment slip. Every beat inside my chest screamed the words I couldn't speak, but fear made a home in my throat, and I chose to say nothing. I didn't say it back then, but now the truth is clear. That quiet kind of love still lives right here. You're the name I never called, but always kept close. If I had said a single word, would we have stayed the same? Seasons moved without us, but I stayed in that day. You smiled like you keep replaying your gaze, that final unspoken chance. I keep wondering what we could have been if I had chosen love over fear just once. I didn't say it back then, but tonight I whisper it true. You were everything I was too scared to pursue. Even if it's just to the stars, I finally say I loved you. You were everything. You were everything. That day was gentle, a smile caught in the breeze, cherry blossoms falling like secrets we never said. I stood at the corner where your voice once lingered. Though the sun moved forward, my shadow stayed behind. In the warmth of your last glance, I quietly paused my time. Even after spring has passed, I'm still living in your season. The air has changed its color, but your scent remains the same. I walk these streets like you might turn the corner. Spring, you were never just a memory. You're the place I return to. Summers came and went, leaves turn with time, but my heart, it still listens for spring birds that once called your name between silence and bloom. I tried to move on, but every new beginning carries a piece of you pressed inside like dried petals. Even if the petals fall, even if years go by, that single day remains when you smiled like sunlight, a moment so brief, yet it never let go. Spring, spring, that season lives in me, even if no one else sees it. Some love is quiet, not meant to stay, but never leaves. And though the world turned, I stayed in our spring, where you once called my name, as if you'd always be there. Even after spring, I carry your warmth in me, like a song I can't forget, or a breeze I still chase, though it may never bloom again. You are the season I live inside forever. You are the season I live inside forever. I wandered through old names, held on to faded hopes. In every voice I pass by, I search for what I'd lost. But then your quiet tone gently filled the silence. You didn't arrive with noise or a story wrapped in stars. You simply stayed without asking for anything. You weren't the one I thought I was waiting for, but you held my hand when I didn't know I needed one. You filled the empty spaces I kept hidden from the world. No grand beginning, no promises in the rain, just presence, and that was everything. I used to see reflections of someone I had lost, but now it's your shadow that walks beside mine. Your kindness left no trace, but healed more than you knew. I never said the words aloud, but you understood the pauses. You heard what was missing, even in my silence. You weren't the one I imagined in my dreams, but dreams don't hold the warmth you gave so freely. You reached places in me even I couldn't name. I let go of the wrong names and found yours in the quiet. Faded, you were never loud, but you were real. You weren't the one I was looking for, but somehow you were the